Well, hello, and welcome to I Blame Myself. This episode is not going to be as jovial as the other ones. Unfortunately, we have to have a honest discussion. We managed to lose yet another rapper, another MC on Halloween. It's now the second. I wanted to give it some time to kind of flesh itself out before I jumped in and kind of gave my 2 cents on it. I've been hearing a lot of commentators doing their best to say these lines. Rapper Takeoff from the group Migos has passed away. He was shot and killed outside of a bowling alley on Halloween night, the morning of the 1st, really. And at first it was thought to be behind a dice game. Someone there at the location kind of let us know that it wasn't about that. It was actually just kind of verbal sparring that got out of hand. And that's extremely unfortunate because he was not involved in the altercation or the verbal sparring. By all accounts, he was to himself the entire evening, and by all accounts, that's how he tended to conduct himself. He was not one of the rah-rah guys. And this is extremely unfortunate because it's just another in a long trend that we have not been able to purge from our culture. Just recently, we've lost PNB Rock. Pop Smoke died recently. We're still reeling over Nipsey's death. And for those in the South, they might not even bring this up on most channels, but Young Dolph passed, and they just kind of act like that didn't happen. And that was big for the people I know and the guys in my circle. We're big fans of Young Dolph, so that one hit hard. And it's not just, excuse me, it's not just that rappers are dying, they're also getting arrested. They're getting arrested. Young Thug and Gunna just got arrested. Sue Surf in New Jersey just got arrested. We just got Bobby Shmurda back and they took Pooh Shiesty. We really have to address what's truly going on with our culture in this rap world. I don't want to include hip hop because I'm a child of hip hop. Much like Chris Rock, I'm a child of hip hop. I grew up with it. I grew up with aggressive hip hop and not so aggressive hip hop. I remember, listening to DMX and then shifting right over to De La Soul. In my time during high school, possibly the greatest Pan-African rap group came out, Dead Presidents. It's bigger than hip hop. I'm not sure if people even remember that song. But it's also not only that, we're also losing rappers to drugs. So what I'm trying to say is we have got to come together and have a discussion about this. I've been hearing a lot of discussion about that, guys like Charleston White, he kind of goes at it in a very hard, negative way where he hates rappers. He thinks that everything they've done and said, like, they have no redeeming qualities. And I don't agree with that because I've seen it for myself. I've witnessed rappers and hip hop artists doing great things. But unfortunately, the new iteration has really kind of taken me out of it. This is not an easy topic to talk about, but I feel that we have to do something about that in our culture. We have to stop looking at excuses, stop blaming others. There's been a lot of talk about the Hebrew Israelites and the Jewish community and the clashes that the black community's been having recently with the Jewish community. And I think we all need to take a step back and just talk, not necessarily over the airwaves like this, but more conversations behind closed doors, you know. Even though I'm making this public, I'm doing a call to arms. We have to start protecting our talent and our young stars, because there's no telling what they can turn into. You know, you can go from one thing one day, have a change of heart, and be an entirely different thing the next. And I just want people to stay around long enough in order to do that. And I really feel like this is something that I've been called to kind of bring to you guys, and I don't want to fail in that message. So, what do I think is the solution? Well, like I said, I don't really have the solutions. We definitely need to have a sit down and a discussion, figure out how can we get back to a time where there was more balance in the music, where there was the aggressive stuff, you know, just to kind of get the aggression out, go to the club, have a good time. But there was also the introspective music that kind of gave us a understanding of where we were as a culture and as a people, and some of the things we can do to rise up out of that. And then there was also the literally just happy-go-lucky, good time music. I mean, we made a lot of fun of the MC Hammers and the PM Dawns of the world, but they also made good music. And it wasn't negative. It just kind of came from a happier place. I feel like we should be able to do that again. So I'm really hoping that we can just bring balance back to our industry and to hip hop world, and really tamper down some of this stuff. I mean, with everything that went on with the O Block guys in Chicago, and with the with the guys in Jacksonville, Florida, and other pockets. I mean, St. Louis. We've had some areas that really really could use some work. And I mean, if not, you know my ruling, man. I'm gonna blame myself. Thank you. Sports. Yeah. Last episode was politics, and then all of a sudden this episode we're gonna dive headfirst into sports. Kyrie Irving. He posted a documentary on his timeline, and it picked up a whole lot of steam. There's been a lot of rhetoric about it. He is the next person on the anti-Semitic train. They are still going after Kanye, and I said that wrong. I said there. The media, the powers that be, I don't want you to misconstrue my words in any way, but the media, the powers that be, they are still, they haven't left Kanye alone yet. You know, the whole kick them while they're down thing, feel like he's already apologized several times for both incidences to all communities. So maybe it might be time for just a little bit of forgiveness, or just don't forgive. Just leave it alone. Move on. Kyrie had a press conference that did not go well. He was kind of trying to slide out some messages while at the same time trying not to offend, and he did not do a very good job of that. And like I said, the media, the powers that be, are now setting their sights solely on Kyrie Irving. He has, at the last game that they just recently played, there was a group in the front row that wore shirts that said, fight anti-Semitism. And once again, I'm not against fighting anti-Semitism. I'm kind of big on that. But right now, we got to fix that schism in these communities. That does need to be fixed. We can't just continue down this same path. We're dealing with different information, the same way that Democrats and Republicans literally deal with different information. And that's another thing that I'm probably going to be talking about soon. But like I said, I don't want to spend too much time dipping and dabbing into politics. It's really just a hotbed for problems. Uh, but back to sports. The biggest issue that I have currently, and the thing that I really wanted to address, was Amari Stoudemire. I've noticed a disturbing trend whenever somebody that the media or the powers that be, is how I'm just going to continue to address it, they have certain tactics. They kind of go to plays. And I'm not a fan when I see our guys falling right into that trap. Amari Stoudemire, you obviously already had a problem or an issue with Kyrie. So when they brought you on, it was for that purpose. It was to finally allow you to address and express the issues that you've had with them. I haven't really seen you on screen before this time, and they kind of pulled you out just so that you could really add damage to the situation that's already damaged. Man, guys, they did the same thing. I mean, Charlemagne the God, Kanye West. I'm not going to continue this train of thought because I'm just not a fan of it. One of the things that I feel like we can do better as a people is come together and stand behind each other, wrong and right, to show that there's a support in this community. Kanye said earlier that he was jealous of the way that the Jewish community sticks together and the way that they don't abort their children and those things. And I'm not going to lie, I want those things for our community as well. But I'm not jealous. I just want to start working. So if that interests you, feel like hitting me up, maybe we can start working on something. Charleston White can't be the only community leader on the internet. And if it doesn't work out, you already know, I blame myself. Oh yeah, once again, my cousin reminds me to tell you guys, thank you, Sanjay. Like and subscribe, and watch one of these videos here. Give me some love. Greatly appreciate it. I blame myself.